The Texans had done so well at keeping their new uniforms under wraps until a couple of leaks, and the most recent of those is the third helmet. So let's talk about it.
To throw the punches away. He floats one wide open, and there he goes. Touchdown for a Texan touchdown.
Early on Thursday, a video leaked on Twitter of what appears to be the Texans' third helmet. A lot of people said, maybe it's not. I mean, it looked pretty official. Later in the day, the Texans' Twitter account posted a GIF of what appeared to be a leaking faucet, all but confirming that that is in fact a leak of a actual Texans alternate helmet. And as if that wasn't enough, the Texans then took a picture of Cal McNair in a hat with the new logo on it, really confirming that it is in fact the new logo that will be on the alternate helmet. This alternate helmet appears to be blue. I'm not going to say deep steel blue because it just looks like a different shade, which indicates the Texans might be going in a different direction, maybe a darker blue. But what appears to be a blue helmet with an H on it. The H is blue, but not deep steel or dark blue or whatever. It is H-Town blue. That's what I'm going to call it. The Texans, I don't think, have officially released what they're calling that colorway yet. I can only assume it's a slight shade off from whatever. I think the Titans are calling it Titan blue now or whatever. I think they switch, or maybe it's, I don't know. I'm confused on all of it. But H-Town blue is featured as the H on the helmet and the outline is red. It's similar to the font of the H that was on the gear that they've been selling since 2022, but different. It is Old English, and there's been mixed reviews on that. But yeah, that's what they're going with, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I was just kind of like, meh. It wasn't something that immediately made me think, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. Although a lot of people seem to have that thought process. I conducted polls across Twitter and Instagram, and pretty consistently, most people liked the helmet. So I think that bodes well for what the McNairs were going for with this uniform redesign. Understanding that they have 4 different designs and they're really trying to cast a wide net. They're trying to make it to where fans, as they've said in their video, can look at a certain part of any of the uniforms and go, hey, I wanted that to happen and it did. So with that in mind, that goal is accomplished. A significant segment of the fan base liked it. I think they knew going in, not every fan was going to like every aspect of every uniform. So initial reactions, I think, were generally positive. I think that a significant segment of the people who didn't like the helmet initially, or maybe still don't like it. I mean, I've come around. I personally like the helmet now. I've had some hours to process it. And I think it's a slick look. I don't think initially I felt that way, but as I processed it, I was kind of like, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. But I think the rest of the fans that haven't come around in that way either will over time, or when the uniforms are revealed and we get to see the helmet with its designated uniform, which I believe is the H-Town and Tough uniform of the 4 that they've described, I think a lot of people will come around. Very similar to how it was when the away uniform leaked, and a lot of people were like, that guy, it looks like a Pee Wee uniform, but when you put it on a real NFL player and you see it, how it's meant to be received, it tends to look better. So I think that, yeah, I think a large portion of Texans fans are going to turn tail or I guess not turn tail, they're going to decide to join, hey, this helmet's actually pretty cool party. But maybe that's just me. But I think it's pretty easy to believe that that'll be the case. I think part of the reason why I maybe wasn't immediately into it was because I had thought, based off everything that I had seen and read and trying to put the puzzle together, the H was definitely an option on the helmet. And I had seen mock-ups like the D-Texans mock-up with the H that's actually on the gear that I thought looked really good. So I initially thought it was a bit much. There's a lot going on with the font of H that they chose. On top of that, I was led to believe personally, not just by looking at what was going on, I was like, oh, they're totally going to put horns on the helmet. Because I looked at the Bull tribute uniform, the Spirit of the Bull uniform that they're going to make, and I was like, they have to put horns on the helmet and then put it on there. But I guess they can't. You can just leave the Texans logo on there, and you get the Spirit of the Bull look. I'm just hoping that it's a lot of red, because so far we haven't really been given any reason to believe that there's going to be a whole lot of red on anything outside of the alternate uniforms. The away uniforms took away a lot of the red that did exist on the uniforms, and so as a personal fan of battle red and everything in that side of the Texans colorway, I'm hopeful, to say the least, that red is more prominently featured on the H-Town or the Spirit of the Bull uniform. All in all, I've said it before, I don't think that the helmet can ruin what the Texans are about to do with these new uniforms. I'm excited for the 23rd. I think that when we see the whole picture come together, that a lot of Texans fans are going to realize that this is a bold, it's a gutsy concept and uniform, change execution, if you will, the way that Cal and Hannah want to do it. But I think that they've got the right visionary in Doug Vosick. They got the fans involved. They gave the right input to Nike. The only thing that could really fail us, having seen one of the uniforms, is if Nike just got one of them right out of 4. But I can imagine, based off what Nike's shown us so far, that this might be an actual really good Nike uniform redesign. Another last thought I've had is that what if the Texans are still incorporating horns? I've seen some concepts online, and I know that they're probably not real, but what if the red helmet is going to have horns? What if the only helmet that still has the Texans' primary logo is the blue helmet, and both alternate helmets have different designs on them? I mean, if we're looking at the way that Cal and Hannah talked about it, that seems like the best way to accomplish this a little bit of everything for everyone uniform redesign that we're going for. So I don't think that horns are entirely off the table, but that is just me speculating. I don't have anything to back that, and I'm not fully sure it'll happen. I'm still leaning towards just the red and blue helmets just having the logo, but just a thought for you. If you've got a second, go ahead and hop in the comments. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see from the uniforms that we haven't seen. And if you liked what you saw, go ahead and drop a subscribe, however you say to do that. I have been James Roy. You can find me at N1 Texans Fan on all social media. And this has been a bullpen bit on the third helmet for the Texans. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, stay classy, Houston, and vamos Texans. Thanks for tuning in to The Bullpen, a Texans podcast, part of the Fans First Sports Network. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow along for more Texans talk from The Bullpen.
Take the handoff. Stroud looking.